you appreciate it a lot more, and you understand how fast it goes. So you just you try to soak it all in, spend as much time with your teammates as you possibly can. Whether that's watching tape, grabbing a bite to eat, swimming in the pool, like recovering, all those different things. I just think it means more, again, because you understand how hard it is to get here and how fast it all goes. This win or lose, there's not another game after this one. So.
For the younger guys on the team, how do you kind of toe the line between, encouraging them to enjoy the week and the celebration of this team, but also remaining with the focus on tomorrow?
I think we just preach to stick to our process that we have all season long. Everybody prepares for the game a little bit different. Obviously, there's some distractions and things like that, going on during the week. But I think we have really great leadership in each position group, and we're able to keep all that stuff at a minimum and really focus on what's important. So I always just say to everybody, just be yourself. Obviously, it's the Grey Cup, and the magnitude of it is greater. But when the whistle blows and the ball snaps, it's another game. So just be who you are.
Looking at this run that you and this team have had 10, 15 years down the road from now, what are you going to remember most?
Oh, probably the losses. But no, obviously it's a really special group. I think the thing that you always remember the most in any team sport is the people. So it'll be the friendships you made. The funny moments in the locker room, the funny things that happened at practice or in a meeting room, getting to know each other and each other's families, those lifelong relationships. I think that's the stuff you'll always cherish and remember.
Zach, if you don't have Dalton Schoen and Adam Bighill tomorrow, how big a deal is that?
I think we do a really good job of, preparing, not just our starters, but everybody. Our coaches do a great job of that. Again, the leadership in those position groups take great pride in that. Adam, I know, takes great pride in getting those linebackers, ready to go. That being said, those two guys mean so much to our football team. Was talking to Adam last night, just again about how much it means for him just to be here, and just his voice, whether that's on the field or on the sideline or during practice, and I feel the same way about Dalton. So again, our guys will be ready to go, but I don't want to take anything away from how important both those guys are to our team.
Have they been able to contribute this week? We don't get to see behind the scenes stuff. But.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know Biggie's certainly very integral to what goes on the defensive side from a communication standpoint and a game planning standpoint. Him and Brandon Alexander are usually sitting in the other room with the divider, across from me and Drew and Dakota and even Dalton this week and Brady have been in there a lot. So they've both been big parts in it for sure.
We've talked a lot about Montreal forces turnovers, puts them in the end zone. As an offense, are you able to focus more on not turning the ball over, or is that like a constant thing?
It's a constant thing. It's something that we talk about every week, as that and being efficient on first down to not put you in those predicaments where a turnover is more likely, so to speak. But I think it's about just, for us, it's being in a game, having the game plan be such that you can be comfortable with whatever Coach Thorpe throws out there from Montreal's side, because they do a really good job of mixing their fronts and mixing the back ends. Or from one week to another, they don't really marry each other, and as the game goes on, it can be the same way. So, just being who we are, executing, the play call, and just being smart.
Just final one for me. The Montreal team you faced a few months ago, is this team any different than that one?
I think obviously they're on a roll right now. I'm not sure how many games in a row they've won, but they've been playing very well. I think from a defensive standpoint, they've obviously added Sankey. I know Sean had just gotten there as well, and but they've always been a really physical bunch, a very fast bunch, hard to game plan for, and hard to play against. So they're a great defense, and it's going to be a great challenge for us tomorrow.
Zach, the CFL is a bit unique in the fact that teams could be a bit more secretive when it comes to injuries and whatnot. Do you feel that's important? Is that an advantage, or just what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it probably depends on who you're going against and how much importance that coach or that staff puts on who's actually playing. I'm sure there's some philosophies where it's like it doesn't matter who's playing for the other team. We're just going to do what we do, and vice versa, right? So, I don't know how secretive you can and can't be. I'm not really up to date with all that stuff, but yeah, it probably just depends on the situation and who you're going up against.
What about as a player? Are you guys feel that as a positive that, what your exact injury is? Like you last year at this time, for example, we didn't know exactly what your ankle was. Same thing with Dalton and Adam. Like as a player, do you guys appreciate that everyone doesn't know exactly what you're going through, or does it not really matter? Or what are
That
your
doesn't
thoughts?
really matter. No, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Why is that?
In my opinion.
Why doesn't it matter? Do you feel?
Why would it matter for you to know that it was my ankle last season?
Well, just fans are curious what you guys are going through and if you guys are going to play or not and whatnot. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess from that perspective, sure. But again, it probably differs from game to game. What players hurt, and again, who you're going against on their level of importance of it, and ours from trying not to divulge as much information as possible.
Zach, what does Olivier bring to this team, especially in a big game like tomorrow?
Brady's been special all season long. I think he brings the level of physicality that you need in the run game and in the pass game from a protection standpoint. As I always say, he's very good, out of the backfield too, catching the football. And I think he brings a level of calmness too, because you understand that he knows exactly what's going on in the game. He's always going to be in the right spot, per his alignment and assignment. And, again, he's a special guy with the ball in his hands. So I think his physicality is what always shines through for him, but he brings a lot to the table for us. Mm-hmm. Thanks, guys.
When I'm done playing, it's gonna be a tell-all.
Hey, Willie, what can you and Jeff Coate do tomorrow to set the tone early in the game?
Take the ball away from Cody, put him on his back, give him a hard time, stop the run on first down, get off the field on second down.
Do you see this as a real opportunity to really sort of set the pace and set the tone for the game?
Oh, most definitely. As soon as the defense hits the field, we have the opportunity to set the tone for the game. Winning on first down, stopping the run, getting to Cody, making him have a rough day, not letting him out of the pocket, extend plays with his legs, not letting him run for first downs and things like that. If we could eliminate that, then we'll have a good opportunity to have a good game.
Willie, I asked this to Zach, and being to 4 straight Grey Cups now, do you find yourself being able to enjoy anything about this process that you weren't able to earlier in your career?
Oh, most definitely. I enjoy all of it. Just the simple fact of like winning the Western Final, knowing that we come into the Grey Cup, having the opportunity to show the young guys, like rookies, what it is like to be at a Grey Cup, the opportunity to show guys who've been in the league for years, have never had the opportunity to experience a Grey Cup now, now getting the chance to experience the Grey Cup with somebody who's been there. You don't take things like this for granted. The CFL isn't big, so everybody pretty much knows everybody. So I understand that I know somebody who's never been to a Grey Cup, who's never had the opportunity to experience what it's like to be at a Grey Cup. So me having this opportunity, I don't take it for advantage. I have fun. I lock in when I need to lock in, focus up when I need to focus up. When it's time to go to meetings and practice and things like that, I'm a leader, and I don't, want guys to slack off and just think this is just another trip and things like that. We're here to handle business. We're here to take care of business. We're here to, play a game and win.
Willie, as a defense, he had 9 sacks last week against Vernon Adams. What made that possible?
The process that we go through every week. We had Dakota back there in the scout team running around doing what he, doing something that he enjoys doing, something that we know Vernon loves to do. So at practice, we were chasing Dakota around in all different types of formations and schemes and things like that. And, it was the same way this week. We know Cody's MO. We know he likes to, extend plays when he can. We know he likes to step up in the pocket and try to throw the ball deep. We know quarterback draw. We know, he likes to spin out and things like that. So we've been practicing for all that all week. We've been going through scenarios, going through situations and things like that. So whatever we get in the game, it won't be new to us. We ready.
How would you evaluate Dakota's ability to replicate that spin move out to the left like Cody does?
Dakota's very capable of doing a lot of things that I guess you guys never get a chance to see it, but Dakota's very agile. He can run fast, and then I could put him up against any one of these running quarterbacks in the league, and I think Dakota will probably win. But he's been a key piece for us these last couple of weeks, knowing how agile these quarterbacks are in the league, wanting to extend plays and things like that, and then just watching film on the guys that we've having to play. Like every time a quarterback extends the play, it's somebody losing contain or, taking the wrong gap and giving those guys the opportunity. And if you look at the last couple of games that we've played, we've been able to eliminate that. We don't, let quarterbacks get out the pocket to just run around and things like that. If they do get out the pocket and run around, they're deep in the backfield trying to, throw a long ball down the field to just try to get a first down. So if we can do that and we can get off the field on second down and eliminate those, mishaps and things like that, we'll have a good game.
You've seen Fajardo a lot since 2019. Is he different than he was, say, back then?
I would say no. He's the same Cody Fajardo that I remember from 19. If anything, he's gotten a little more poised in the pocket, but he still does Cody Fajardo things. Throwing the ball, falling to the ground, backing up, tripping on his feet, ducking when when he feels pressure and stuff like that. So as long as we can get to him early, make him feel our presence, make him touch that ground a couple of times in the first quarter, we'll have a good day.
Willie, what do you expect the rest of your day to look like? Is it time with family? Is it all about football? Is it more maybe not thinking about the game?
Today is a day to unwind and just get away from football. We just finished the walkthrough and things like that. Like this is gonna be the last time that that we talking about football before the game. So we've done everything that we need to do preparation wise, film study wise, practice wise, and things like that. So right now it's just get off your feet, getting something good to eat, relaxing with your family, enjoying the time out here with your family, letting them enjoy the time, the festivities and things like that. Because in the morning, it's going to be breakfast with the family, and then it's going to be strictly football.
And you've been here a few times. Does it get easier to deal with nerves, with excitement, maybe to get a good sleep, everything like that, because you've had this opportunity before?
Oh, not at all. It's always nerve-wracking, like getting family in, making sure family's okay, and it's still we've done the things to make sure those things are taken care of. But as men, as leaders in our families and things like that, that's always still a part of your clock. You want to make sure everybody's okay before you're okay. So yeah, the day of the game, you still just worrying about football, but at the same time, you want to make sure everybody's okay, everything is lined up perfect for them. And then once you figure out everything's okay for your family and things like that, then you can lock in and focus and take a deep breath and get ready to handle the business that you need to handle for yourself.
Well, you go up against Chris Kolonkowski every day at practice. You've been teammates with him now for a while. What have you come to appreciate about his growth this year?
I've come to love the fact that Chris K comes to work every day, no matter how he's feeling body-wise. He's a great communicator on that line, especially having veterans on that line with him. Having Patty Newfield, having Jamarcus Hardrick, having Stan, Jeff Gray around him to make him better every day. You can just see how much he's grown since 2019. You know, like I go against Chris, I want to say probably 2 times a week in one-on-ones, and I just love the competition that he brings to the table for a center. You know, I don't understand why he hasn't been all-star and things like that. I understand, like it's good guys in the league, but Chris K is really one of the top guys at that position. And I know, Zach. I know Zach probably wouldn't want anybody else in front of him to deliver the ball to him. So yeah.
And Willie, it seems like it's become a bit of a tradition for you to have your GoPro. And I know you had it last year at the Grey Cup. Have you ever looked back at that footage, and did you take any footage after the game?
Yeah, I've looked at the footage from 22 Grey Cup, and it was all fun. It was all exciting, just like how it is this year. But you can just tell that this year, just like me having the GoPro and things like that, guys aren't really worried about it and things like that. So we just having fun naturally. But like I said, the vibe this year is just different. Everybody's just locked in and focused and ready to play. And every day in meetings and things like that, it's a coach telling us to calm down or just relax and things like that. Because like this game really means a lot to a lot of these guys, especially the guys that came back from last year after the way last year ended. So this year to be here again in the way that we got here, the guys that are here, the young guys that are here, from what they brought in and things like that, like this is nothing but memories that I can also share with my guys. I've shown guys videos from 2022, the good videos, none of the videos that make them look back and be like, I could have did this better, I could have done that better, or I shouldn't have done this, and things like that. Just videos of us, laughing, smiling, having a good time and things like that. And I can't wait to finish this year off the right way, in a good way. So next year in training camp I can bring my GoPro back and show them those videos as well.
And I know you were talking about the growth of Chris, but when you self-reflect on the Willie that started in Edmonton, how do you see yourself and your maturity? How did you get to this point?
I have absolutely no idea how I got to this point. Having guys like Coach Jones, having guys like Coach Shives, Coach O'Shea, Coach Ritchie, Coach Young, Coach Patterson, JY, Stan, Buck, offensive coaches, defensive coaches, all those guys, man. It's been a fun ride from 2014 to now, and I appreciate those guys so much because they've taught me so much about being a man, about being a husband, a father, a leader. And I don't take none of these things for granted. Like I go out and I try to spread the same knowledge that they gave me to younger guys to help them, because I see guys in the same position that I was in when I was young. Young, hard-headed. Just getting to Canada, not knowing what Canada could do for me. Just coming out here to try to make my way back to the NFL and things like that. But being able to come out here and embrace the Canadian culture, embrace the Canadian Football League, embrace the fans and things like that, and figure out like this is where I want to be, this is where I'm loved, this is where I can make a name for myself, and then flipping that switch. Now I'm the guy telling these young guys like this is where you can be. Like you can be just like me. You can have all the things that you wish you could have being in the NFL. You can have those things here. It's just you got to work for them. So, yeah. Thank you.
Mike, you're in the back of the room when Willie was talking. I wonder if you had any thoughts of watching Willie that you'd share.
He's pretty damn good. Yeah, he's just one of those guys, a rare athlete that you don't see come around very often. So being around him is pretty neat. Watching him work on the field, and then when you sign a guy like Willie, you're not exactly sure. You can't possibly know him, with the depth that you'd like to know him. But he's a tremendous leader for us. He's been so consistent, so positive. Richie and I were talking quite some time ago, and I don't know that we've ever heard him complain. He does not complain. He doesn't have the time for it. Just chooses not to. And I don't know where he learned that or how that happened, but how it's so refreshing. You just never hear him complain. So he's been tremendous for us.
You said rare athlete, rare personality.
Oh yeah.
From where I sit
Yeah.
too.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the stuff on the field is fantastic, but being around him every day it's pretty cool.
Behind the scenes, is he who he appears to be to us?
Yeah, he's authentic. Yeah. You have to be. You can't. I don't know that you can lead if you're not.
Adam Bighill and Dalton Schoen, when does that decision get made?
30 minutes before the game, probably. We'll give them every minute possible. Whatever the league mandate is that we have to have that thing finalized, we'll use right up until the last ditch second.
Why so?
Because they deserve it. I mean, I think everybody can agree we would all like to see them play. I mean, they're two of the best players you're going to see on the field. So, once again, why would we try to limit them? They're fighting a courageous battle right now, trying to do everything they can to get back on.
If either of those guys don't play, can they still contribute to a Grey Cup win?
They are, absolutely. They are right now, just being around the guys. Yep.
Mike, this week's it's a great week for reflection. People talk about how they got here. Willie was just talking about, giving back, paying it forward, if you will. And I'm wondering how important paying it forward, teaching younger guys coming in, not just important to a team's success, but this league's success. We all want to see talented players. How important is that?
Well, league-wise, it's hard to comment like that. Obviously, organizationally, we would, and team-wise, we would believe that. It's sort of been the way we've sort of run things for a long, long time now, is trying to get the vets, the guys with the knowledge and the experience, to share as much as they possibly can, and we've tried to encourage that. And then when you fill the room full of the right guys, it's always happening. It's happened for a long time now. So, they've got to teach. Once again, the root of that is simple. They all want to win. So if they're playing, great. If they're not playing, that doesn't change the fact that they want to win. They still want to win. So the best way for them to help win is to teach the guy who's playing for him, right? It's pretty simple.
Everybody has someone who went to bat for them, helped them, supported them, to get to where they are. I'm wondering, for you as a player, who is that person that you can look back and go, without this person, I don't think I'm, or...
No, there's so many. There's so many. At every fork in the road, there was somebody there, from high school right through the pros, through every year of the pros. Multiple times a year, there was someone there when you hit that fork that says something that you can use to choose the right path and to, grow. So, there's probably 100 people.
Over here, Mike, just a quick question for tomorrow night. Obviously, defense and special teams had huge parts in both the East and West final last week. So how important is that transition going to be to this week to winning the game tomorrow night?
Yeah, you get to a contest like this, you need all three phases, playing complementary football and playing clean and, doing the right things. So I think in any championship setting, you really do need all three phases working.
Especially yourself too, being a defensive player and obviously you're a special teams coordinator before accepting the head coaching job in Winnipeg.
Yeah. I like special teams.
It was a long time ago, but there was a time when Bomber fans were calling into OB, writing letters to the editor saying, I don't know if this Mike O'Shea guy's the right guy to lead this team. And
I might have agreed with that.
just how, I'm sure 4 Grey Cups are rewarding regardless, but just how maybe extra rewarding is it just knowing that there was a time when things weren't so good and here you guys are now?
I don't know that we have any time to pat ourselves on the back here. That's so far in the rearview mirror. Once again, it would seem like a colossal waste of time to even spend a couple seconds on that. It's pretty irrelevant.
How much sleep do you get the night of the Grey Cup, or the night before the Grey Cup, I should say?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't remember the other ones in terms of sleep, Yeah. Take a nap right before you go to bed. Go to bed and wake up and take a nap. I don't know. It's spotty, I'm sure, but there's things to do still. There's lots of work left to be done to make sure you're ready,
Will Adam and Dalton both be on the field tomorrow morning, just for you guys to get one final look at them, or what is that going to look like tomorrow, just evaluating those 2 guys?
Yeah, that's Al and I will talk as to what the plan will be with the players. I don't think we can get them on the field in the morning. I think they'll stick to a routine, with their heavy dose of rehab, and then we'll get them out sort of in the proper time frame to evaluate them enough, whatever that'll be, right? And it's going to be different for each guy. But once again, we'll give them every shot.
Randy Ambrosi the other day was saying that, for the sake of the casual fan, the gambler, whatever it is, that, this offseason that there might be some conversations that need to be made about, teams and injuries and being kind of so secretive around them and whatnot.
Yeah,
So what
we're
are your
not.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, we're not being secretive. I just think there has to be better alignment with how you put guys on lists, and like the way the system works. You have to, we have to cut guys to the PR to allow them to step on the field 30 minutes before the game, rather than just put them on a different list. It's been no secret that these guys have been hurt, and they're working hard to get back. And I've said it the entire time, very upfront with it. We will give them every opportunity. The league allows us up until 30 minutes before, or whenever we have to have that in. And we're going to use all that, right? I think what has to happen is trying to look at all these different pieces and how a name gets put on a list and what that really means, right? So all we've said is they're hurt, and we'll give them every opportunity to play, right? I think that's what the fans would want, right? Now, the gamblers might say something different, but, the fans want to see the best players play.
Just last one for me. I guess just the big difference is, like in the NFL, for example, if a guy tears his Achilles on Sunday, by Monday or Tuesday, everyone knows that's the specific injury, how long that guy's out for, where the CFL, you guys don't have to do that kind of thing. So just how important is it that you guys, or how much do you value that you don't have to reveal that stuff?
We generate, I'd say we follow the rules. So if the rules say we got to do it a different way, we're going to do it a different way.
Oh, yeah, real quick one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 2019. No, seriously. I think it was 2019 where you said you had to reel them in early in the week because they were so jacked up. How's that gone this week?
They were pretty fired up yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, so was their coach, so had to reel that in too.
Good.
Thanks. Yeah, I got no problem.
Regarding complacency, because you've had so much success, of course, now with the 4th Grey Cup in a row, and Montreal on the other side, they've continuously shown that they're underrated, outperforming what they've been expected to do. How do you approach the game like that and not come into it thinking that you're going to win too surely?
I mean, we have a very smart, large core of veteran players that will guard against that. And then if you just put on the film, put on Montreal's film and watch anything they've done in the last 6 or 7 games, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Mike, how much of a premium do you have to put on ball security in this game when you look at what Montreal has been able to do in the playoffs so far, and even in the game they played against you?
Yeah, we put a premium on it every single week. So our guys have a great understanding of what good ball security is and what it isn't, and I'm sure they will be prepared for that. Thank you.